안녕하세요. Hello, guys. I think that it will be good if you learn some differences between English and Korean before you start to study Korean. It will be useful if you are an English speaker or if you often use English to communicate with the people. 자, 갑니다. First, 한국어, 영어 이게 달라요. Korean and English different in this aspect. 자, Jessica likes steak. If you translate, this is, I cannot write Jessica in red colors. I'm gonna use doodling. 갑니다. 자, English, this is Jessica. This is 좋아하다. This is steak. 자, so Jessica likes steak. Jessica 좋아하다 steak. 자, 그런데 in English they don't have, but in Korean we have. We have particles or case markers. So if you put Jessica, Jessica steak 좋아하다. This is not enough. In Korean, we have case markers that, oh, this word is a subject in the sentence, or this word is a topic of the speech, or this word is object in a sentence, kind of indicating the role of the noun in a sentence. So we have case markers that include subject marker, topic marker, and object marker. And according to the role of this Jessica, according to the speaker's intention, Jessica can be added with Jessica는 or Jessica가. This is topic marker. This is a subject marker. And here, steak is an object for the verb 좋아하다. 그래서 steak를 라고 합니다. So topic marker, subject marker, object marker. So we have case markers to indicate the role of the noun in a sentence. You have to know that. 자, this is a point입니다. So which one we use is up to the speaker's intention. Which one, subject marker or topic marker, it's up to the speaker's intention입니다. I put it here. 자, students who learned I'm gonna clear all, who learned Korean a little bit, they know that case markers have two functions, two choices per each case marker. You will learn while you are learning Korean, studying Korean. 자, next, 자, case markers is kind of particular, part of particles. So particle is that in English, Jessica goes to school at 9, then to, at, like these ones we call prepositions, right? But we also have particles that are equivalent to English prepositions like 에 and 에, 9시에, 학교에. But can you see in terms of English, these functional words are placed in front of a noun. That's why they call preposition, probably. But in Korean, our particles usually located after the noun, right? So nickname is post preposition. 갑니다. So we have some particles that are equivalent to English prepositions, but the location is different. English, in case of English, usually in front of noun, but in Korean, usually after the noun입니다. After the noun. Okay, that is another difference. 자, one more 봅시다. Jessica likes steak. Jessica is pretty. 자, like verb입니다. Pretty is adjective in English. 자, in English, like verb conjugate to indicate the numbers or what about tense, like to is liking, likes, like, right? But in Korean, we both verbs and adjectives conjugate 합니다. Like is 좋아하다. And then we don't we say pretty only, but usually in case of the when the adjective is used as a predicate, we take to be pretty. 그래서 pretty is 예쁘다. Okay, 예쁘다, 귀엽다, 예쁘다. So in English, only verbs conjugate. However, in Korean, verbs and adjectives 좋아하다, 예쁘다, both conjugate 합니다. So you have to know that. 갑시다. I put it here. Next, 봅시다. Jessica likes steak. She eats steak every day, right? 자, 그래서 when I see my students translation into Korean for some English sentences, they usually translate this way. 제시카는 스테이크를 좋아해요. 그녀는 매일 스테이크를 먹어요. We don't say 그녀는. Of course, there are cases in which we translate 그녀는, but usually novels or essays. But in our daily life, we seldom say 그녀는 or for he, 그는. We seldom say 그와 그 in our daily life when we speak in daily. 자, 그래서 so how we describe translate this one drop because the context is clear. Jessica likes steak and she eats the steak every day. First case is drop the subject. Just 제시카는 스테이크를 좋아해요. 매일 스테이크를 먹어요. That's enough. Or we add the name as it is. Name as it is. 제시카는 스테이크를 좋아해요. 그리고 제시카는 매일 스테이크를 먹어요. Okay, so we seldom say 그녀와 그 in Korean. Drop or dropping the subject is enough입니다. But if necessary, just add Jessica's name one more time. 제시카는 스테이크를 좋아해요. 제시카는 매일 스테이크를 먹어요. Okay? 자, this is a table that I prepared입니다. 자, next. 자, Jessica. Oh, and then I want to say one more thing, right? I want to say one more thing, right? 자, you should know that in case of verb, in case of English, verbs usually places after subject. However, in Korean, places at the end of the sentence. In Korean, verbs are located at verbs and predicates, adjectives always are placed at the end of sentence. So there is a saying that if you want to understand the Korean, you have to listen to him, her to the end. Sometimes Jessica, you can see Jessica likes, then Jessica likes something. But in say Jessica는 스테이크를 좋아해요? 안 좋아해요? The content is different at the end of the verb, right? So there is a joke that if you want to understand the Korean, you have to listen to the end. 갑시다. 자, and then one more thing is that I really wanted to share this one. I didn't share this one recently, but in my second and first year when I taught Korean, I did some activities related to this one. Jessica likes steak, but she doesn't like vegetables. 있습니다. If you see this sentence and the two sentences are just connected, what about conjunction word verb but? But if I translate this one in Korean, in English these are two sentences, but in Korean only one sentence입니다. Rather than using put between conjunction. Also, we have this way. 제시카는 스테이크를 좋아해요. 하지만, 그렇지만, 그러나 제시카는 야채를 좋아하지 않아요. 할 수 있습니다. But usually when we make it short, 제시카는 스테이크를 좋아하지만 야채는 안 좋아해요. Usually we use a short form. No, not usually, but there are many cases too. So can you see? Usually when we say something, we put some pause after the end of a sentence. But in Korean, because of this function, sometimes you can see that Koreans put some pauses in the middle of a sentence. This is the I should give a credit. to this article. 자, 갑시다. So based on this one, if you have more interested, the thing interesting in the point that I just told, you can read this one. Okay, 감사합니다. 여기까지예요.